most people don't know that much. We're out here recreating. You ask the climbers at the crag, hey, who owns this land? What land designation is this? They'll likely have no idea, but it really matters. It really makes a difference to how we have access and to how that access is preserved through time. American Fork, the crags, like, they kind of just seem like road cut. Hell is like, I don't know, one of the visually like dumpiest crags, but it's our little sanctuary. It's our haven. I love that place. It's taught me so much. I don't think Colin had ever heard of the Root ice cream. I'm not even sure if he'd heard of American Fork.
I'm not quite sure if I had heard of it before this trip, but certainly familiar with it now.
The movement's hard, the grades are stiff. It's just this little backwater, locals only sort of area that we love. That's got a faint kick, but it's also a lick. Historically, it's massive.
So the bolts went in ice cream in 95 or maybe early 96. I climbed on it with Sharma end of summer of 97.
Yeah.
And I ended up doing the first ascent of it then. That was not Sharma's style of climbing. That was, ice cream is the style of climbing that my generation took to its absolute limit. You look at these bouldery routes like Hubble or Action Direct. I mean, ice cream was just like that. Ice cream is short, pissed off bouldering. Sharma changed the trajectory of climbing. All of a sudden, long, overhanging king lines took everyone's attention away from these short, little, old school, pissed off boulder problem routes. If we're talking about retro modern or styles, it's not just slab climbing, it's like ice cream.
Sick. See how my crimping is.
It'll be cool for you to try and just confirm like where the bolt placements should be.
Yeah, I guess there's not too many people climbing at this level, so it's hard to know what the bolt,
Yeah.
where they should be, if like, what,
Don't want to move
especially
them.
with this like landing, what's safe.
Yeah, I got you good, man. Nice, dude.
Take.
Gotcha.
This thing is shockingly awful.
There's no doubt that Colin can do a route of that grade fast, or a route of that style fast.
Colin's a two-time Olympian, and that's obviously what he spent his time focusing on. What is he, 20 years old? So for the last 6-7 years, he's been focused on the Olympics, and he's qualified twice now.
It's definitely quite a bit different. I'm not as much into the projecting process. With comps, it's always on-site and like being ready for just anything. Gosh, I feel weak on crimps right now.
New generation just comes straight up to Hell Cave and just gets on hardest thing first.
There you go, there you go.
Take.
Nice work, dude.
Fuck yeah.
That's the hard part on linkage too.
Yeah.
We wanted to do one episode of this project in Logan Canyon. We wanted to rebolt Super Tweak in the China Cave, which for the most part has all original hardware. A super historic area, super historic route. The Forest Service put up a cease and desist, like no bolting whatsoever, and is working with the SLCA to try to like sort all that out.
Here in American Fork, everything north of the road, which we're on the north side, everything 300 feet north of the road is within wilderness or past that. Like wilderness is like literally 10 feet on top of this cliff line. When the Wilderness Act was created, it was like in the 60s. Climbers were at the table and it was like, yeah, climbing is a valid use of wilderness. But then when sport climbing happened, kind of changed the whole like idea of what climbing is. And then, you know, here in Utah, or especially in the Wasatch Front, like wilderness is so close to urban infrastructure. And then like right now there's legislation going through the Park Act. Have you guys heard of that? The Protect America's Rock Climbing Act. Climbing needs to be managed. Fixed anchors are a legitimate use. Access is always fickle. The debates within the climbing community can create issues, and kind of like what Sam was saying up in Logan Canyon, that created a full-on climbing development ban and rebolting ban. The whole climbing community needs to come together and be on the same page on how to move forward and how to manage these areas, whether that's like replacing bolts or doing stewardship trail work or picking up trash. But I think a lot of people just don't know.
I learned that land designations and relationships really matter. It's better to ask for permission than forgiveness at this point, because crags have been shut down thinking that it works the other way around.
That's it, dude.
Yeah, I think wait until Saturday to start climbing on the new bolts.
Yeah.
The way that Colin approached ice cream was mind-boggling to me, because he's obviously a competition climber. Just rapid firing this thing between 5 and 8 minute rests, like timed.
You know, he did keep saying like, this is a hard style for me. I don't do well on comp boulders that are crimpy. But he seemed to have fun and enjoy it because of that, which I really always love to see in a person. That shows a maturity and a wisdom that I believe carries people through climbing in a much longer and healthier way than always trying to like look for your strengths.
climbing here in Hell, it's a new style that I'm not really used to. Adapting to any new style is important for getting better at comps. It's learning how to be really like accurate and precise really helps for that on-site format of competition. Being able to come to a crag like this that has a lot of history and be introduced to it by the people that know the most is really cool and makes me feel the history of the crag. Having the insight on people that know every route back, like the back of their hand, and it was really special.
Ice Cream was FA'd 6 years before he was born. A huge degree of climbers probably don't know about Hell or American Fork, but in terms of the narrative arc or the history of American climbing or international climbing, there was a time when all the climbers in the world knew about American Fork. It opened the door to climbing steeper rock and pushing the grading scale really hard and fast. And then you add to it the Snowbird World Cup comp that happened, sort of like an international buzz about the steepness and the difficulty of the climbing there. It just matters to know more about the bolts and the equipment and the safety and the land and the designations and the managers and the owners.